success on the Fiora, mind you, was kind of able to go even with Zarnos, who was on the Poppy, but that was also with a lot of help. And I'm starting to wonder, do you maybe abandon trying to go for that strong top lane and actually pick a losing top side to try and focus on that bot side? Granted, you just got spanked by Thomas Shen on that misfortune, so maybe you throw the ban that way and try to get Thomas Shen on something different. I don't know. There's a lot of tough decisions that New South Wales has to make right now.
Yeah, they've got a lot of places they need to shut down and not enough bans to do it. Is the short answer. Is they just don't have enough positions that they can ban away. If they could ban 10 of each champion for each player, it might be worthwhile. But currently, they're opting for a pretty much repick of the last 2 games pick and ban phase, which I'm not surprised if USYD will just pick up the MF straight away again.
So I'm just going to do some quick math right here. You said, if they can ban away 10 people, so that's 50 bans for New South Wales, 50 bans for Sydney. 100 bans, what would we actually be left with? Is that the stage where we get, all mid, all Teemo, everyone? Just do it?
Yep.
I'm in.
That's how it works. It's competitive Teemo. Are we going to see the Volley Bear again in the top lane?
Ooh, I did say, we're going to be seeing some throwbacks throughout the day. The Volley Bear would definitely be an interesting one. Instead, if it ain't broke, do not fortunate. Misfortune locked in up top. That was awful. I'm going to punish myself for that one. That was really bad.
Yeah, that was bad. Punish though was a pretty good pun. But I think that was unintentional. As UNSW actually goes and picks up the Hecarim for them, I think doing their best, maybe trying to do their best Zoranis impression to, maybe manifest it into reality that they might be able to get the win off. But I don't know.
It's very interesting to see that Hecarim get locked in. I do like the return to the Ezreal. There was a lot more success. It was a lot safer for this New South Wales side. You still have the likes of Janna available as well. And the Ezreal Janna actually did quite a strong job, especially Vegan Bandit actually on that Janna. The Cyclones were very, very good in sort of shutting down Thomas Shen and some of those bullet times. So that option is still available for New South Wales. Hecarim as well locked in. We saw what a Hecarim could do. Ubisoft will be taking the Rek'Sai. This champion has been played on and off throughout the tournament. Usually it's a pretty good success, although hasn't necessarily felt like the strongest jungler thus far. So Ubisoft definitely going to be trying to take it in a different direction. And we do get the return of the bear.
Yeah, the Volley Bear, pre-rework Volley Bear even. We've seen it do work in the top lane once. It's probably going to do work in the top lane again, especially against what's probably going to be another Hecarim top. Yeah,
that could be the case. So this is very interesting because, look, I'm not seeing a lot of Volley Bears being played in competitive play right now. In fact, I'm not seeing many Volley Bears played at all anywhere right now. And with that rework coming through, this could be the Volley Bear send-off party, potentially. This could be the last chance to see classic, Golden Compass themed Volley Bear in effect. The Janna will get locked in, but it would be fantastic for Volley Bear to end a, great run as a champion, standing tall, the victorious member of our Intervarsity League Legends Championship brought to you by QUT. This could be the case as Echo is once again going to get banned away from Zoot.
And you know what? That makes sense. Zoot was an absolute machine on that Echo, so it makes a load of sense to get rid of it, because if you didn't, it's just, you're effectively saying you won on it before, you're probably going to win on it again. So have fun with it.
I mean, the Echo has been, I would make an argument that Echo has been more impactful throughout, especially the second half of this tournament, than even the likes of Senna. Like, strong Echo play has been really turning fights left and right. Definitely one of those standout champions that I'd almost put at like S tier priority just based on how this tournament has gone. So that being banned away does make sense. Malphite is going to be banned out from Ozo as well. We've actually seen that a couple times. As well as Nice Joke, I think, play it as well. The hard AP once before, unless I'm getting that mixed up. Either way, no Malphite involved, so no kind of cheesiness right there. Orianna going to be taken away from Zoot, and that surprised me because that game, don't get me wrong, you said dominated. The Orianna was strong, and we saw the damage, but Zoot was normally been money on those shockwaves, and he was missing a lot of them in that last game.
I think it came down to he was just throwing off cooldown because they were so far ahead. If he could get a pick, he got a pick. If he didn't, well, it's maybe a flash, maybe it's nothing. It's that lower cooldown that he can just throw it out. I'd like to see, maybe we might end up seeing something even like a Cassiopeia coming in, just try and dominate that, the counter engage champion, UNSW. Or we might see we did see one Morgana mid earlier, so it's not entirely impossible that we might not see a Morgana mid.
Yeah, I think we actually are going to be seeing a Morgana mid because forward does like to play roaming support. Granted, Morgana can't do that, but Zoot also really sort of likes those sort of support mages in that mid lane. It's really the USYD team is kind of all around protecting Zoronos and protecting Ubisoft and protecting Thomas Shen. Not as much protecting Zoot, I should say. Like, he's never really been that carry. He's kind of been that support player. So we're going to be seeing the Morgana mid lane with a Rocka bot lane out of forward. That's interesting. Not the usual roaming support that we see from him. A very unconventional team, this USYD lineup right now.
Yeah, very unconventional. Rocka is, in fact, getting buffed in the, I believe, next patch, or the patch that came out today. But I do not believe Tournament Realm is on that patch yet. So this is pre-buff Soraka. But obviously they have something in mind, with the team comp that has been, drafted by UNSW. They obviously think that it's a valid pick. It's definitely an interesting team. It's an unconventional one at that, though.
It just seems confusing to me. Maybe this is a small brain moment for me, but this USYD team kind of feels all over the place right now. Granted, they've been undefeated from start to possibly finish right now, so I'm not going to question it too much. Who am I to question the great Sticky Ricky? But this New South Wales team composition, I am liking a lot more, especially with that Azir lock-in. There is a lot of dive, a lot of displacement, and you have that poke harass as well. Really a lot of displacement between the Kled, the Janna, and the Azir. It's going to be really hard, I think, for the University of Sydney to really establish themselves in any sort of like sieging type potential areas. Granted, a sustained siege is probably what they're going to be good at. You have the Rocka, that's sustain in a nutshell. But if we're looking at like power picks and what's been stronger throughout the tournament, I'm definitely favoring this red side.
Yeah, the red side definitely has better picks in terms of like statistical, ability in this tournament. But then again, USYD just as players and as a team just sort of override those statistics because they've played so well on so many different things that I'm confident that if they've drafted a Soraka bot lane, it's going to be the best Soraka bot lane we've seen in this tournament. So it's one of those things where I think that their ability to pilot champions sort of means that they can take maybe some suboptimal picks and turn them into like optimal ones.
Counterpoint as well, you still have a very optimal jungler, and while Volibear is unconventional, we've already seen what Zoronos can do on this champion, so I'm definitely not writing off this Sydney side. I'm just very curious to see how this team comp is going to come together, how it's going to work together, if it is able to do so, because I'm looking over at that New South Wales team comp. I'm seeing dive, I'm seeing displacement, I'm seeing a team that wants to fight and has the damage to back it up. Now, when we actually get on the Rift, anything can happen, and if the University of New South Wales, again, go for a incorrect invade, take a bad trade. If Batty is looking at shop instead of, where he's walking and gives away a first blood, then, hey, anything can happen. But at the moment, on paper, I'm really liking this New South Wales.
Yeah, the New South Wales team on paper is definitely stronger conventionally. But like you said, we've seen the strength of that random pick, Volibear in the top lane. So we can see that again, maybe just dominating the game. And I think we're going to, just as a tangent, I think we're going to see a lot more Volibear getting picked in professional play post-rework. Because it's been, he's a very, very strong counter to one of the best top laners at the moment, Set. So I think his kit is really good for that. So expect to see a lot more Volibears in competitive play coming up. That's my small brain pick.
Ooh, I like that bold statement. Sadly, this isn't that Volibear, but we're hopefully going to be sending off Volibear with the bang, either with a victory here or, a defeat, just sort of emphasizing the fact that, yeah, probably Volibear needs that rework. Either way, we will be finding out as soon as we are able to get onto the Rift, which will be happening very, very soon. Now, I want to see those predictions as well. Is the University of Sydney able to pull off that clean sweep, or will New South Wales bring it back? I'm looking over at you, chat. What have you been saying thus far? And, Ozo on Kled. Yeah, it's a bit of a surprise. Some people, a little bit of trash talking, actually. I'm not going to read those out, but definitely some agreement that we need some Teemo time. You know what? Yeah, replace Volibear with Teemo time. Replace everyone with Teemo time. I think that's just what this grand finals need. How can this be a proper grand final if there's no Teemo?
Yeah, if there's no Teemo time in a grand final of an Intervarsity tournament, is it really an Intervarsity tournament?
Exactly. And if you want to blame anyone for the lack of Teemo, don't blame the teams, don't blame the coaches. It's at Warp Driver in the Twitch chat. He's the one who's responsible for no Teemo in this one.
Yeah, I sent the memo out, and I didn't think they'd read it, but it appears that they actually...
you ruined everything.
They actually read the memo and took it to heart, whereas I expected them to take it more of a joke, but, you know, what can you do?
What can you do? I actually completely messed that one up. I was going to throw over our producer under the bus, and for some reason your name just came to mind, and I went with that.
You know, it's A-okay.
Either way, it's going to be another semi-conventional start. It did look like USYD was going to look to pick someone off on that top bush right there. But no one's going to be going for that cheeky little adventure. We could be seeing the delay invade, actually, although Ozo's walking into it. Oh, no, Ozo! He didn't drop the ward, though, so... abandoning ship, largely because Ubisoft did recall, so we weren't actually going to see any action there, unfortunately. But it would have been fun if it had happened.
Yeah, it definitely would have been fun if it could have happened. You know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. You know, we can talk about, you know, what happened last game with Baddie, you know, dreaming of a championship title whilst getting killed in the jungle. But I think we're going to see a pretty conventional start here, as both junglers are going to do their thing. Hey, Ping's coming out from, I believe, from USYD. I thought Mincam, he was a little slow on taking that camp. I thought it might have reset and he was pinging the reset, but looks like it was just Ubisoft, you know, assuming that he was starting bot side.
Yeah, it's already seeing some jungle tracking going down right now. And what that is, you know, again, great map awareness, just great instinct right there. He's even pinging where he believes wards were actually pushed. So USYD doing a good job in sort of controlling how they feel this early game is going to play out right now. And it's going to be kind of watching how they react to it. Not a lot of kill pressure coming from the USYD side early, and already Thomas Shen is in a bit of trouble. Baddie is instead looking at forward as Thomas Shen steps forward. He just needs one auto to go down. Somehow Thomas Shen got the first blood. The auto landed first from the misfortune, and heal flash was used, but it's not going to save anyone. 1-for-1 in the bot lane.
How does that even happen? I don't even know what to say. How does that even happen? You know, at the end of the day, a 1-1 in the bot lane, but that's just a weird scenario in general.
How does he keep getting away with these situations that he should not be able to? Thomas Shen, he can't keep getting away with this, and yet he does, gets that first blood. I mean, you can tell Forward was doing everything he could to keep him alive, but that just came down to an auto race, and Thomas Shen's auto hit the body first. It looked simultaneous. That has got to be a bit heartbreaking for the New South Wales side.
Yeah, if you're on the side of New South Wales, that is about as heartbreaking as it's going to get for you, as that was what could have been, you know, the start that they needed. And unfortunately, it, you know, yeah, as you see in the replay here, just an auto slightly not quick enough.
It was pretty as simultaneous as you can get. Meanwhile, action actually happening in the top lane right now, as you did see Ubisoft was trying to make a play, but here comes Nice Joke. Shuffling around is going to be able to chase down the Rek'Sai, and Ozo wants some more. Zoot will be the next target. Good positioning, at least momentarily, till Mincam is flipped underneath the tower. Tower will get the kill, but that is Zarnos paying with his life. Zoot, the last man left alive, does not want to chase Kled into the jungle, and New South Wales 2-for-1 in the top lane.
That's slightly better for them. You know, they managed to get those 2 kills onto Kled. If you can get that Kled scaling, that could be really, really bad for USYD, as we could get the TP coming in from Zaranis there. But even in death, he still gets 1 kill. So, you know, Zaranis able to, you know, do what he needs to do.
And Ozo really is going to be put in a tough situation right now. He was able to go down mid lane, so he will be able to collect some farm right there, but I'm worried Ozo's going to fall really far behind Zarnos. That's kind of why Nice Joke is sticking around, to try and stop Zarnos from getting all of this giant wave for free, because even though it's 2 kills to 1, the experience that Zarnos is going to be able to get off of this wave is actually going to put him ahead in that lane. And Ozo, he's in a position to possibly take it back, but I expected teleport to be used, but then you'd be teleporting in a bad situation. Ozo's actually in a really tough spot right now, despite those 2 kills.
Yeah, even with those 2 kills, like we've mentioned, Zoranis is really good at just freezing lanes and gaining advantages through just really good like micro play. So I really like that, you know, even a kill down, he's still in a very good spot.
And you can see this is a good situation for USYD that they want to keep going their way. Ubisoft getting those grumps. They're actually going to be looking for the tower dive potentially onto Ozo. As you can see, Zornos shoving that wave in as opposed to freezing it as he usually does. Granted, they're not going to commit to the tower dive this time, but what they can do is start to invade that jungle. And this is that Ubisoft Zornos synergy. They play the lane so well. They're always aware of what can happen. As a bit of a solo kill actually was caught on the replay right there. As you can see, Ubisoft was just able to pick up the kill onto Ozo on his way back, and that's how come he has 1 death. Meanwhile, Nistotwill's going to go ahead and collect this Inferno Drake, although Zoot might try to make a cheeky steal right now. Mincam is low, but Nice Joke is making his way down. Bot lane is here. Thomas Shen looking for the double touch. Cannot beat out the smite as Mincam turns his attention back to Zoot. And Nice Joke Mincam combo should be able to run this Morgana down, but Mincam has to be a little bit careful here. The Dark Binding, where's the pool? There's the pool. Mincam will fall into the other side. The bot lane was able to pick up a kill on Batty as well. Back to the jungle, I should say. Ubisoft does return the favor. Nice Joke does fall, and Vegan Bandit now is at Janna running for her life away from this angry Rek'Sai. The kills go in favor of Sydney, and despite the slower start, they have the lead yet again.
Yeah, and surprise, surprise. You know, we've mentioned how usually USYD, you know, goes that top jungle dominance. These last few games, Thomas Shen has really been stepping up, getting those kills. You know, he's 2-1 now in the bot lane. CS advantage. If he can keep accentuating that lead, it's going to be really rough for UNSW.
Thomas Shen is such an interesting player in my eyes. Like, he is all aggression all the time, I feel like. He's easily been the most aggressive AD carry throughout the entirety of this tournament. He just, it seems like he doesn't know how to walk backwards. And yeah, sometimes, you know, that helps him get super far ahead. Really, I credit, you know, Ubisoft Zoot and Forward for protecting him in a lot of these situations. We've seen kind of what happens when he's left on his own, but at the same time, you can't discredit those 1v3 plays that we saw in our past game. Most AD carries wouldn't want to take those fights. Thomas Shen, he will, and when they pay off, it means good things for the University of Sydney side.
Yeah, and luckily for him, like most games, other than maybe the one slight, you know, questionable plays on the Bard, Forward has been a very good support for him and for the team in general, and able to, you know, push those advantages as we might have a gank in the top lane.
Yeah, we might be seeing just that, although it doesn't look like they're going to pull the trigger. Zornos are very happy with that Frozen Wave right there. The Volley Bear nearly up 20 CS on a Kled that got a double kill before Zornos was able to find one. Yes, okay, it was that same fight, but still very shocking, surprising to see, but just a testament to how strong Zornos is in lane and why I consider him the best laner in this tournament.
Yeah, he is definitely the most dominant laner that we've seen in this tournament. No matter what he's playing, who he's playing against, he always seems to like get ahead, as looks like there might have been a little scuffle in the bot lane, but nothing coming out of it outside of UNSW.
I mean, it's his wave management. Like, he has near immaculate wave management. It's usually frozen right by his tower, unless his jungler is in the area, in which case he'll start to press forward. And that sounds very basic and simple, but executing it at times, no matter the matchup, is where you find the difficulty in that situation, and he's been able to do it time and time again. Yes, he's pushed up now, but if you take a look at the Rift Herald, he has backup in Ubisoft right there, and more likely, he's also possibly looking to maybe shove things in and go down there himself. However, he does need to be careful because mid-camp is in the area, and this usually will be the next part of the skill of Zornos, his ability to evade and stay alive in 2v1 situations. That said, it might not go his way, or will it? Because he gets the health. Ubisoft is now here. This is why Zornos is so freaking good. Now, how will they approach this fight moving forward? That's another question. Ubisoft is trying to cut off that escape from mid-cam, and Zoot is rowing from down below. You do have Nice Joke on his way, so it will be a 3v3, and USYD has to strike before Azir is able to get there. The pings are coming down. Some soldiers are standing and poking at the bear, but you don't poke bears. That just makes them angry. Doesn't matter. Ozo's still going to go in. Black Shield actually keeps Zornos alive momentarily. A lot of pressure shot. Here comes the big ultimate out of one Nice Joke, but they don't get any kills. In fact, it's mid-cam who falls, and USYD survive the 3v3.
Yeah, and even though they, you know, they only managed to get one kill there, that's massive for them, because they get one kill, waste a lot of time on the side of UNSW, and get out alive. So really, really, really good play there from USYD, managing to capitalize and roam onto that that gank. And again, what looked like a bad situation for Zoranus has now turned into a pretty much a 1-kill victory for him.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed the fact how at the second I started singing Zoranus' praises, a play develops that you really highlights and accentuates all of them. That is why I've been calling him the MVP. Everything that you just saw right there out of that volley bear is why I kind of consider him the MVP. The only thing that he didn't get there was the kill, but I don't think that's what's relevant in that stage. It's the wave control, understanding the map, understanding how to react in team fights, and just that ability to stay alive no matter the odds. He has just been such a phenomenal player.
Yeah, that was like countercaster curse, where you actually manifested what you were talking about into reality. As I agree with you, Zoranus is just managing to do everything constantly correctly. As we get another kill, Udisoft getting a kill onto Mincam in his own jungle, so it's not looking great, baddie.
And that's going to turn into more mid lane pressure as well, as Udisoft is sticking around. Now, amidst that last fight as well, while Zoranus was buying time, guess what? You did see the Eye of the Herald did get picked up by Zoot, so more neutral objectives going the Sydney way. They did lose out on a dragon, so that's a bit unusual. However, Sydney is safely to say in control of this game.
Yeah, currently they are very much in control of this game. There we get the replay of what happened with Mincam. He just gets caught out and deleted. So not much you can do about that. And the ulti even comes down as we got a fight
happening. Meanwhile, around this dragon pit, the Emperor's Divide is just going to push Udisoft away. True Shot Barrage does connect Thomas Shen as well as Zoot just as Ozo arrives. He's trying to chase after Shen, but Shen does have the peel form as well as forward to keep him alive. And Ozo bit off a bit more than he could chew right there. Forward actually gets credit for the kill. And that is a 1-for-none in favor of USYD.
Yeah, a 1-for-0 for the side of USYD there. Really, what looked like a decent fight starter for UNSW. You know, the Emperor's Divide pushing everyone into the line of Ozo. Ends up in Ozo getting caught out and just run down on. So we might see a potential hold here from the side of UNSW, but
Big Cam's waiting for forward and is trying to jump on this rocket teleport coming through, as well as Ozo is going to join this fight, and he is beelining straight for one Thomas Shen. Zoot's going to try to provide that protection, but has to go golden. That will leave Thomas Shen on his own, or rather, that's going to leave Zoot on his own as he will get cut down. On the other side, though, Udisoft is able to find Batty, and now is going to try to make that great escape himself. Midcam on the chase. Vegan Bandit is the one who gets hit by the Price Seeker. Here comes the bullet time, and they turn the damage right back around, bringing Midcam out of this fight. Ozo falls up above as Zoranus, the Angry Bear, was able to find one in the jungle, and USYD continue to find fight after fight, skirmish after skirmish. Yes, they lose one, but they now have a sustainable and strong lead in this game 3.
Yeah, and this is looking more like a game 2 USYD rather than a game 1. Game 1, I think they were just sort of, getting back into it. They didn't know really what they wanted to do. This is the first time where we really get to see, this is what we usually saw in the series, and it's dominant. Whether it's Zoranus, Udisoft, the play there from Thomas Shen, Udisoft to, save Udisoft's life and pick up the kill was just immaculate. So really good team fight from USYD. And if you're UNSW, your window of opportunity and what you need to do to be able to get ahead is really closed up.
Yeah, I have to agree. And now once again, it's going to have to come to some sort of miracle team fight. Granted, this University of New South Wales team, they can get the picks. They can move around the map very quickly. They have that movement speed. The Kled Hecarim combo is nothing to scoff at, even when behind. And then you throw in an Emperor's Divide and a True Shot Barrage. You can one-shot people if they're caught out of position. However, they need to be sure they hit the correct target right now. And there really isn't a juicy one for them to go for. Yeah, Udisoft is the one with all the kills, but kind of the gold and the items that's going to turn more into Thomas Shen, but Thomas Shen's also going to have that black shield probably and the protection of the rocket, so if you don't get that one shot, everything starts to go square up, so maybe you focus the Soraka instead, but then you kind of run into similar issues. New South Wales, they have to be so selective on these upcoming fights, and if they choose wrongly or initiate poorly, they're going to lose this tournament.
Yeah, and like you can see here, they're just choking them out from every aspect of the map. Bot lane, mid, top. Nowhere is safe right now. Top lane doesn't have TP on either side, so Zoranus is happy to sit there, keep shoving it in, and force Ozo away, because now he just has a free push onto tower.
Exactly that, and he is really starting to lay a lot of damage onto that tower as well, although it's not going to be a sustained siege. Everyone is going to fall back because a fight has broken out in the mid lane. The pick attempt was onto Ozo, but again, the healing and the sustain of the Morgana Rocka combo just keeps Ubisoft alive, and they turn it right back around. Ozo has fallen. Thomas Shen, he wants more. He's leading the charge. It's Thomas Shen likes to do, especially on this Misfortune, but they won't find another pick in this. It might not matter, however, as this is going to be a lot of pressure right now coming down that mid lane, unless, of course, you said opts to reset.
Yeah, unless they opt to reset and maybe try and go get for that second Herald. But there is a lot of damage coming out from the side of USYD, as right now they're looking in a great spot. They've got a 7-1 Rek'Sai, a 2-1 Volibear. Everyone on their team is doing immaculately. Meanwhile, you know, the only one with any real kills is Kled, and he's been sort of trapped top lane, held hostage by Zoranis in a split push.
He might get Flame Horizoned at the rate that we're going right now. He's only 20 CS away from it. Granted, he's now had to go to the opposite end of the map to really get any sort of farm to stay in this, but this top lane, once again, won through a dominating performance by Zarnos up there, and New South Wales, it is looking more and more dire for them. The no mercy rule is now in effect, so expect University of Sydney's gold lead to double in the next minute or so. I could only wish. Just so I could say I added something in the rule book, my name will forever be etched in history. I digress. However, you said they're probably not going to double that gold lead, but they're definitely not going to let it slip up, as this snowball is rolling and it's pretty much turned into an avalanche.
Yeah, as they're just going to head down, get this Cloud Drake, as pretty much, yeah.
Oh, that's a very unfortunate mid-cam right there. Very risky play going for that invade right now. Ozo probably thinking he'd be safe with his jungler around, but that's not going to be the case. I love how it's Thomas Shen on the front line against the Kled with Zarnos behind him. Zarnos actually using Flash to help get rid of Skarl, and Shen will be the one who picks up that kill. USYD, yeah, as I'm saying, it's an avalanche now, and it's just getting worse and worse. This is turning into that victory parade for the University of Sydney.
Yeah, it really is. It really is turning into just a show of just dominance. You know, they're not even going for the dragon. They don't care for it right now. They're in no hurry. They're going to just keep pushing those CS victories and those CS leads and just shove it down a lane and let someone else take the dragon. You know, wait for Ubisoft to need to take it, because right now they're in no hurry.
No, absolutely not. The game is just fully in their grasp at this stage. A 12k gold lead, not even 20 minutes in, and it looks like Ubisoft might be the target of a 3v1 right now, but this is a speedy Rek'Sai, so Batty will only kind of poke the beast on its way out. Meanwhile, you can see Thomas Shen going ahead, securing that dragon with the help of Forward at this stage, as Zarnos is looking for yet another kill on the nice joke. The Emperor's Divide will push him back, but Zarnos is A-okay with that, because that is a critical ultimate gone from the side of the University of New South Wales.
Yeah, that's a critical ultimate gone for pretty much auto attacks, so that is a massive advantage for them, as they get that tower in the mid lane, and they're going to push this down onto the inhib tower.
Yeah, they're going to be getting another charge out of this one. Batty has to be very careful. He's actually quite low, and yeah, you can see good chunk of damage put on that Ezreal right there. Sydney not willing to stick around. Smart decision in doing so, because Midcam was going to look for that desperate play, but Ozo is the one who might be caught out. Ubisoft going in for the kill, does send Skarl running. Thomas Shen right behind him is going to be doing a lot of damage, especially with those first autos. However, New South Wales, they're not sticking around to fight in the jungle. They're going to make that hasty retreat. As this is happening, taking a look at that bot lane, one Zarnos taking yet another tower, tightening the grip around the New South Wales throat, as Sydney, they are moments away, it feels like, from taking home everything.
Yeah, and just looking at itemization, you can just see how far ahead USYD really is, especially in that top lane. The CS advantage is nearly 100 for Zoranis. So if he gets a couple more waves, he's cracking that 100 CS advantage over Ozo. And look at the items. He's got the Titanic Hydra. He's got the Sunfire. Ozo only just got Black Cleaver. So it's not looking great. Even in the bot lane, you know, the unfinished, unstacked Mirror Mana and the Sheen versus a BF Sword, Pickaxe, Boots, and the Essence Reaver. So nearly an Essence Reaver and an IE being picked up for the bot lane, and it's just, it is not looking good if you are on the side of UNSW.
I mean, USYD's even got buffs being tracked right now, as you can see Ubisoft and Forward arriving just in time for that blue buff to spawn, and New South Wales. They thought about contesting it. Instead, they're going to back away. As you mentioned before, Zornos, he has the teleport. He has the split push build between the Sunfire Cape and the Titanic Hydra, so he's just going to be running it straight down that bot lane and putting so much pressure on that bot side tower with the teleport to go up towards Baron or towards any team fight if needed. It is a pretty much set up for that great 4-1 split push, but instead, you know, Zeus been feeling himself. He has a teleport available. They're going to go 1-3-1 for now, and Ozo probably thinking he has a better chance against this Morgana, but even then, it's still 2 items versus 1.5, and Zoot can play this one very, very safe. You have Udisoft in the area as well, and I think Ozo's aware of that, which is why he's not trying to force that 1v1 fight. USYD, they just seem to control everything. They're playing like a team. They're playing controlled, and New South Wales, I think they have run out of answers potentially in how to deal with this Sydney side.
Yeah, I can't see much answers coming out from the side of UNSW. Like, they went back, you know, they listened, they realized that, hey, the Vayne wasn't it. Ezreal worked the first time, go back to the Ezreal. It hasn't worked this time, unfortunately. There's still the potential for it to pick up. You know, he's finished stacking that item. He can get that Sheen built into maybe into another item. He may be able to start putting some good damage out, especially onto like forward, for example. So if they can start getting those down, you know, if there's a chance, but they're running out of time. It's the short answer.
And you know what? We also got to that stage, by the way, as I'm going to hold on to thought, actually. I'll talk about what I was meaning in a minute, because we see a charge in from New South Wales. It's that desperate fight, but Zoot is throwing so much damage right back to mid-cam, and with the bullet time, the Hecarim will go down. No pretty ponies today. Nice Joke tries to survive with the Emperor survive, but cannot stop the Udisoft charge. On the other side, Thomas Shen actually might be in a bit of trouble, caught by that bear trap on a rope, but forward is there to keep the misfortune alive, and Ozo cannot do anything about it. Gets brought down by the Star Call. There is the ace. That is going to be the game. The Flame Horizon on what might be the last game I cast of this new, or rather this old Volibear. He gets everything done. The rest of the team wins the fight. It is all over, ladies and gentlemen. The University of Sydney are going to be your Intervarsity champions.
I love how in that last fight, it encapsulates everything that's happened so far.
Oh no! Spoke too soon!
Cast a curse.
Caster cursed and spoke too soon. New South Wales is back alive, and it doesn't look like they're going to force the fight, but they are going to go for the teleport flank. We will have one more fight before we can crown our champions. It's that last desperate attempt. Ozo is able to get the back line. He might have Thomas Shen with the help of Vidkim. However, Zornos was able to find Daddy in return. Going golden is one forward, buying as much time as possible. Midcam will trade his life for the life of that support. Ozo, the last man left standing, will go down. Nice Joke on the other side is trying to run away from one Udisoft, and it took 2 attempts, but in the end, the results should stay the same. Granted, those death timers are actually still quite low because we are not later in this game. Nice Joke running for his life, should make it back to the safety of the fountain, unless Zoot does go for the flash dark binding. Doesn't connect, but it does force the all-in out of Nice Joke. The Emperor survived, will not save him. In fact, they will throw Zornos as well to Udisoft into the tower. Now the Nexus is exposed. The death timers are low, but not quite low enough, I would think. Batty, he's still going to step up. He's still going to try to make the save. The True Shot Barrage does not take out Zoot, but the cavalry has arrived in the form of Midcam. He's trying to run down the Morgana and is able to get there. Zornos trying to fight back, flipping Midcam around. The Cyclone actually keeps Midcam alive. Meanwhile, Udisoft did get burnt, but is still up and standing, and Udisoft and Zornos are going to run away as the Super Minions end the tournament. You said win because of Winions. That is how the tournament comes to its close.
Winions are going to be the reason this game closes out. GG USYD, an undefeated season of this Intervarsity Championship. They did not even drop a single game in this season, and you know, they win in immaculate fashion, and what a way to finish it off.
You know what, Zornos was going to be my season MVP, my finals MVP. He wins every lane, win, lose, controls the lane, gets a Flame Horizon on the last ever game of Volibear, but you know what, not Winions MVP, clearly. Winions.